Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Welcome to your SST class. Students, as you know that your examination is going to start and we are doing revision. So today we will start revision of one new chapter. Okay, but before starting our class, I would like to say that please watch these videos as these videos are very helpful for you. And if you will face any problem during watching the video, then note it down, and during online classes please ask the question. Okay, so let us start today's topic. Today we are going to revise chapter number 20. The name of the chapter is Rights and Duties. This chapter, I have explained this chapter, and I know you know everything about this chapter very nicely. So, in very short, I am going to explain the chapter once again, and then after we will discuss some questions related to this chapter. Okay, let us start. I am going to explain you the topics rights and duties, constitution, and about major principle of the constitution. And one more thing which has been given in your tidbits about Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so let us start. Rights and duties. Two things are there. Rights means what? Rights means freedom, basic freedoms, which no one can take from us. Okay, our constitution has provided us some basic freedom which no one can take from us. And if anyone wants to take it from us, we can take help of the judiciary system. Okay, we can we can take help of law to protect our rights. And duties are defined as the moral obligation of citizens to help promote a spirit of patriotism and to uphold the unity of India. Okay, as our constitution has provided us some rights, certain rights it has given us, so it expects some duties from us. It expects some rules that we will follow. As being a citizen of India, we all should follow some rules. This is our fundamental duties. Okay. Rights and duties are two wheels on which the chariot of life moves forward smoothly. Life can become smoother if rights and duty go hand in hand and become complementary to each other. These rights are universally applied to all the citizens. The person who is citizen of the country, the person who is citizen of India, automatically he or she will get all the rights. Okay. It doesn't matter that he or she belongs to which caste, which community, which religion, which gender. It doesn't matter. The right is applicable for everyone commonly. Now, when India got independence from the Britishers in 1947, the government need a set of rules to run the country. What is that set of rule known as? That set of rule through which government runs a country is known as constitution. Okay, when India got independence, before it, the rules and regulations which was formed by Britishers, we were forced to follow all these rules and regulations. But when it became an independent country, then the government needed a set of rules to run the countries. Some important leaders form an assembly, okay, with B.R. Ambedkar as its chairman to draft the constitution. Now, what is constitution? Constitution is a set of rules according to which government runs a country. This is known as constitution, a set of rules according to which government runs a country. The Constitution of India came force on 26th January 1950. Okay, it was ready on 26th of November 1949, but it came in force on 26th of January 1950, and we all celebrate this day as Republic Day. 26th January is celebrated as Republic Day in our country. There are some major guiding principles of the Constitution. First one is democracy, second one is socialism, and third one is secularism. These are the major guiding principles. These are the major guiding rules of Constitution. Without these principles, our Constitution cannot run. Democracy, what does mean? What does it mean? What is meaning of democracy? Democracy means rule of the people. In democracy, people elect their own leader, who in turn form the government. Okay, from the people only, from the citizen of India only, one person is elected as the leader. Okay, and who has right to elect that leader? This right is with the public of India. This right is with the citizen of India. All the people who is above 18 years can vote. They can vote, and they have right to elect their leader, and these leaders in turn form the government. Second one is socialism. Socialism means all citizens are equal before the law. Okay, no one is big, no one is small. Everyone is equal before the law. There will be no discrimination among the people on the basis of their caste, religion, or in any other way. Okay, everyone is equal. If anyone has committed any crime, it doesn't matter that he or she belongs to which caste, which community, or which profession. If anyone has committed crime in front of law, he will get the punishment. Okay, so all the citizens are equal before law. Anyone can go in to a law of court for support. Okay, there is no discrimination among the people. Next guiding principle of Constitution is secularism. Secularism means treating all the religion equally. People have freedom to follow any religion. Okay, no one can force anyone to follow the religion. It depends on that person only, that which religion he or she want to follow. Okay, they have right to celebrate their own festival. They have right to carry their own tradition. Okay, so what does secularism means? Secularism means treating all religion equally. And as we know that India is a secular country. Why it is called a secular country? Because people of different community live here. People of different religion live here. Hindu also live in India. Muslims are also there. Christians are also there. Sikhs are also there. Okay, so people of almost all the religion are living here, and they are free to follow their own tradition. And we can change our religion also. Our government has given us right to change our religion also, but no one can force it. Suppose I belongs to Hindu community and I want to follow Muslim community, then I can follow. If I want to follow the Muslim tradition, I can follow. No one can force me that no, you cannot follow it. It depends on us only that which religion we want to follow. And every religion has got equal freedom. Therefore, India is known as democratic, socialist and secular republic. Now, in your book, page number 128, It's given about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was 16th president of USA, and he defined democracy as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. What does it mean? Government of the people, by the people, for the people. It means that democracy is the government of the people. Among the people only the leader has been selected, and by the people only, by the people, by the citizen only, the leader is selected, and the leader is working for the people only, for the citizens only. That's why the definition of democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now let us discuss some revision sheets. Answer the following question. I know you all are able to give the answer. Who was Abraham Lincoln? Who was Abraham Lincoln? Very simple. Abraham Lincoln was 16th president of USA. And how Abraham Lincoln had defined democracy? According to Abraham Lincoln, democracy is wait, let me change the color. Wait 1 minute, my dear. Okay, here. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. This is only the definition of democracy which has been given by Abraham Lincoln. Now, let us move towards the next question. Define socialism. Socialism means what? Right now I have explained you. Socialism means all citizens are equal before law. So how you will define socialism? You will write here. Socialism means all the people are equal before law. Clear? Next question is, what is constitution? What is constitution? Constitution is a set of rules according to which government runs a country. This is the definition of constitution. Next question. The Constitution of India came in force on, it will be 26th of January 1950. Why is India called a secular country? India is called a secular country because people of different religion leave here. Okay, so in this way you can give all the answer. Here all the answers are written over there. Okay, so you can take help of this also. For today, till there only. In next class, I will explain you about fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and directive principle. Till then, bye-bye. Thank you.